You're like giving me
That was good. He doesn't want to forget.
what I'm whipping up. Look how I'm kicking up. I'm so pretty. I'm on Gucci. I'm so pretty. Yeah. I'm gonna get it. This is up. Yeah. On my Kodak. Black. Oh, Kodak. Honey bands, honey bands, honey bands. Contraband, contraband, contraband. I got the plug on what? They gonna find you now.
No, you have to watch them all at the same time. Every single one.
American. I just checked my phone. Listen.
Oh gosh, she has no idea.
You all can please stand. Singing the Black National Anthem. And if the words pop up,
Please sing.
please sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Ring, lift our rejoicing, rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers signed. We have come over a way with the tears has been washed. the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of a bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou hast brought us thus far on the way. Thou hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path, we pray, lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we meet thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, there you go. Please bow your heads. As we gather here today in support of this movement, it is important to remember the names of those that were murdered by law enforcement officers. These people will not be forgotten, and we will not be pleased until justice has been served, because just like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We gather here because truths that should be self-evident are not so evident in our country. We unite in defiance of a national system that betrays our noble ideals, where tanks and blood fill our streets, where every black man, woman, and child is 20 times likelier to be killed by police. We gather here today to unify our voices and say, Black Lives Matter. We know that we cannot be fearful of marching and protesting because we know that what we are doing is right. God of justice, give us the courage and strength to take action to alleviate this pain and to end racial injustice in all its forms. In your name we pray, amen. Now please join me in a moment of silence. Please take a seat. Before we continue with the program, please remember to social distance and please wear your mask. We have hand sanitizer at the entrance as well as some Washburn masks. For those of you guys that don't know me, I'm Mayela Campa. I currently serve as the Vice President of WSGA, and I just want to thank all of you guys for coming out and supporting the movement. Our purpose for creating this event was to show that we, as students, support the Black Lives Matter movement, that we are not afraid to amplify our voices, and that Washburn students will have no tolerance of white supremacy and any form of racism in our campus. Our first speaker, Cedric Henderson Smith has been an outspoken leader on campus concerning racial injustice. As a member of a Black student organization, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, I've invited him to speak here today. Please welcome Cedric Henderson Smith.
Can everybody hear me? Okay, I'm not that tall, so I'm gonna stand over here. Just as Mayella said, my name is Cedric Henderson Smith. I recently just graduated in May. You know, graduate, yay, whatever. I am the president of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated at Washburn University, which is a D9 fraternity. The D9 is a historically black fraternity, and there's 9, well, I guess there's a whole bunch. So there's a total of 5 African-American male fraternities and then 4 female sororities. And so when I was asked to speak, I really didn't know what I was going to say, so we just going to wing it. But just to start off, I was with my roommate, one of my best friends the other day. His name's Armand Battle. And we were at home, and he was on Facebook, and he saw like a comment, and I guess the comment was just like, taking a knee isn't going to stop kids from growing up in poverty, and kneeling down or saying Black Lives Matter isn't going to stop people from getting shot and killed every day. And then there was another post that contradicted to that, and it said, well, when a lot of people wear pink, it's not to stop breast cancer, but it's to cause awareness. And so that's the whole reason why, you know, we take knees, why we say Black Lives Matter, why we do things like that, because we're sitting here trying to cause awareness for the things that's happening. Growing up as an African-American male in Omaha, Nebraska, I grew up on the north side in poverty, so I've seen it firsthand. And I just graduated with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And once I finished, May 9th, thank you. And October 19th, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be working for the Topeka Police Department. And a lot of people are telling me, oh, like, you know, don't do that. Why do you want to do that? Or don't be a sellout. Don't do this. Don't do that. And my thing is, I've never been more excited to join the police academy because there's a lot of people that I feel like need to understand what I want to say, or there's a lot of people that can learn from me, and I'm never going to forget where I came from. So being able to go into the academy and really put a lot of emphasis on things that are important to me and important to, you know, my culture and my people, I think is just a very good thing. And so one of the biggest issues that I was talking to my mom about the other day was going through the academy. It's like a 5-6 month step process. And they called my mom and they asked my mom, you know, like, do you have any concerns for Cedric as he steps out on here, this, is, that, and the third? And my mom just like, no, I just want to know that he's being protected and that he's good or whatever. So when my mom told me about that, we sat down and we prayed. And we actually had a really good heart-to-heart because my mom was just upset knowing that I'm going to be safer on the streets as an officer as I would just being a regular African-American male. And I think that that speaks a lot of volumes on what is really wrong in today's society. So my biggest thing is, you know, I feel like everybody that's here, it's an amazing thing to be here. And we're causing awareness because things like this matter. And we need to, you know, make a change. We need to do things. And for a lot of people who don't know how much this affects us, you can always go and ask people, or you can always go and you can learn. We have multicultural groups at Washburn. We have the Black Student Union. We have the Diversity and Inclusion Office. We have so many resources on and off campus for people to go and for people to go learn about this awareness, because everyone always wonders, you know, Blue Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. But we're saying Black Lives Matter because Blue Lives Matter is what's killing Black lives. And I think that's really big, and I think it's a really big emphasis on what people still aren't understanding until this day. It'd be the same thing as if teachers were killing like little kids. We wouldn't say teachers' lives matter, we'd say little kids' lives matter, because, you know, teachers are killing little kids. But I mean, when you say stuff like that, when you say things like that, a lot of people don't think that it matters, or a lot of people say that it's not the same, but it's really the same, and honestly, it's worse. So I'm not going to take too much of you guys' time, but just remember, I'm an ally. Everybody down here is an ally. Go to Black Student Union. Go learn. Go talk to Ayana. Go talk to Mayella. Go talk to anybody in a multicultural group, fraternity, sorority. Go out and go learn and spread it around, because ignorance is bliss. And if you're ignorant, there's just no point to be here. So thank you.
Thank you, Cedric. Our next speaker is the president of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and has committed herself towards advancing Washburn's diversity and inclusion efforts. Please welcome Ayana Singleton.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Great. Okay, as Mayella just said, my name is Ayana Singleton. This echo is really killing me. I'm a senior here at Washburn University. Thank you. I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And yeah, I'm just me. I have a little activity for us, okay? So be really honest, otherwise it doesn't work. Raise your hand if you've never been the only person that looks like you in a room. Keep your hand up if you've never felt like someone would discriminate against you based on the color of your skin. Keep your hand up if no one has ever asked you if your hair is real. Keep your hand up if you've never felt like you won't get a job because your hair is curly. You can put your hand down. These are the type of privileges that people are talking about when they talk about that you have privilege. It's not about how much money you have or what brands you're wearing on your body. It's about the fact that you can live your life in peace and freedom to do whatever you want to do, and you don't have to worry about someone not giving you what you want or what you deserve based on physical characteristics that you can't change about yourself. So this is what Black Lives Matter is about. It's not just about police brutality. That is a big part of it, and it's what we're seeing right now. But it's about black liberation. It's about the equality to live our lives the same way that non-black people do. So whether you believe it or not, racial injustice is so embedded in our society that as a girl from Kansas City, I had not a great education as my white counterpart. And you wouldn't even think that education plays a role, but way back when redlining was a thing, because housing funds education, in case you didn't know. People who live in houses that cost more have schools that have funding to have the proper materials to teach their kids the things that they should know. My school didn't have those proper materials. You also don't know how mass incarceration affects families. How many people have had a family member in jail? How many people have a family member in jail for something they didn't do? See, when a family member goes to jail that was a big part of your life, you can no longer see this person as much as you want to, talk to them as much as you want to. They can't influence your life in the way that they did before. So it's almost like they're removed from your life. Because they could be there for years. Because you can end up in jail and not had a trial for 2 years, because that's how our justice system works. As a black woman on this campus, I feel like I'm often seen as just black. I can't take my blackness off. I am also a woman, but I have to live in both. And I feel like I can't breathe. I'm expected to support not just my friends, but this community, to fight for change in every space that I walk into. And I might just be speaking for me, but anytime I walk into a space and I don't feel comfortable, I'm guilted in leaving rather than staying and making a change. This is what Black Lives Matter means to me, and it's why I strive for change. And the way I strive for change is changing the culture in the rooms that I'm in. That means checking my family and checking my friends on racist, homophobic, transphobic, oh, the list goes on. Anything that is exclusive language, actions, or behavior, I check my friends on. And if you don't believe me, you can ask one of them. So you feel like you can't change the world, but you can change your world by not tolerating racist or sexist or homophobic. Like I said, the list goes on. But if you don't tolerate that, you change the culture within your own friend group, and they change the culture within their friend groups. That's how we change the world. Thank you.
Thanks, Ayana. Our next speaker serves as the founder and president of Black Lives Matter chapter of Topeka and Washburn. He has been on numerous panels involving the movement and racial injustice. Please welcome PJ Carter.
Hello, everyone. I'm PJ Carter, Black Lives Matter of Topeka president of, good looking set, president of BLM and the Advocates on Washburn campus. I started my journey with Washburn through Votech, and it just really wasn't. It was a decent experience, but coming out here to campus to follow up with my associates and so on is just, I don't even want to talk about the black experience, but the college experience itself was just non-existent for me. There was nothing happening, nothing going on. You'd hear about things happening and just question if anyone went to it. I've knocked on fraternity doors, et cetera, et cetera. It's just not a welcoming environment. And that was, I don't know, 2016. But here today, I can testify to, I have a professor in a class that I'm struggling in. And he's been consistent on reaching out. How can I help you? What is going on? Reach out to students. And et cetera, and he's been persistent on it to the point where I felt like he really cared. And that's been a rarity on campus, because I definitely have not passed a few classes here or there. But, I mean, it's been really helpful, and there's tons of staff just stepping up and just making me feel like I matter, like I'm a part of this community. And like, this is family, like this is home. And so to speak on those changes that are happening speaks on the changes that we can make happen with just our voices. Just to stand up, show up, and say that this is wrong. We don't want to be treated this way. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to see about it. And not only do we want to prohibit it, we need laws to back that up and reinforce that this is wrong. It's dope. It's a beautiful thing for folks to show up, say Black Lives Matter, share posts, etc., etc. But the real work is going to be done with the power of this vote. And I'm almost 100% that all of us here tonight are registered to vote. But we know someone that isn't. We need to push that in an initiative and see whatever it is needs to be done to get this done. Because it's not enough for us to just do our thing anymore. We need to help others, lift each other up. There's tons of negativity going, tons of hate all over Facebook, the Back the Blue, the whole debate with Trump telling these folks to stand down, et cetera, et cetera. We got to let the good outweigh the ignorance and keep moving forward. We're having a march on the 6th, this Tuesday. We're marching to City Council from the Capitol and back to the Capitol. And we're marching in disgust of the results with Breonna Taylor, the results with the local officers here getting qualified immunity and not held accountable for their actions with Dominique White. We're marching because we need these laws and policies to change for us to feel safe in our city. I mean, I'm homegrown, born and raised here from Topeka, Kansas, and like I don't commute here to go to college. Like this is home for me, and this is only just now becoming to feel like home. So thank you for that. To the staff, the faculty, the students, y'all dope. Like, let's keep this going, like, cause it's gonna take y'all. I don't want to eat up a lot of time. I didn't have much planned out. I went off the cuff, but I want to say that, like this is different. This is dope, and I feel like, I don't know. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thanks, PJ. Our next speaker is Trinice Marshall. She is a senior majoring in criminal justice. She is a member of the Black Student Union and is currently involved with the Black Lives Matter movement of Topeka. Please welcome Trinice Marshall.
How's everyone doing tonight? Okay. For more than 400 years, African Americans have faced many inequalities in the United States of America. For instance, in 1955, in the deep south of Mississippi, a 14-year-old boy named Emmett Till went to the local convenience store with his cousins. While in there, his ill-fated encounter with a 21-year-old white woman named Carolyn Bryant would be the start of the civil rights movement. To make a long story short, on that same night, two grown white men dragged Emmett Till from his bed and his uncle's home, and they beat, shot, and then threw his body into the river. His own mother insisted that they had a public open casket funeral so she can show the world what happened to her baby. Nearly 30 years after that, in 1989, 5 young black and Latino boys, known as the Exonerated Five, will be falsely accused of a crime they did not commit and would have to face many things such as being raped, beaten, and a black sheep in their own families and society as well, while being deemed as monsters by Donald Trump, who we all know has his own skeletons in his closet. Eventually, the charges were vacated in 2002, but by then, these men had already been felled by the system. More than 20 years after that, a 17-year-old boy named Trayvon Martin was walking home when he was gunned down by not even a police officer, but by a neighborhood watchman, who then went on to mock his death by selling Skittles and iced tea with his autograph on it. Then 3 years later after that, the Waller County Police Department would tell us that a 28-year-old black woman named Cedrin Bland, whose life was threatened multiple times by a police officer, had allegedly committed suicide in her jail cells after her traffic violation. Then this crazy year that we call 2020, another African-American woman whose name was Breonna Taylor was shot in her home by the police during a no-knock search warrant. Now, many people love to say that if her boyfriend wouldn't shot at the police, but that she would still be alive today. But let me ask you a question. If you were sound asleep in your own home and you heard somebody come to the door, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there, or are you going to react? Not even 2 months after that, the world will have to watch the horrific footage of George Floyd being killed by having a knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, screaming helplessly how he couldn't breathe, and he was calling for his own mother, who preceded him in death. See, for me, Black Lives Matter isn't a trend. It's my life. People love to say how BLM is a political and a terrorist organization, but the real problem is that some people here don't like to be challenged. Well, I'm not here to call to no one, and only to let you know how I feel and how I've been feeling as a black woman, and now it's time for change in America. And if we have to turn the tides in some non-conventional ways in the process to get it done, then I'm with the change. Thank you, and also make sure to remember that you're registered to vote.
Thanks, Trinice. Our next speaker is a junior majoring in public administration. She is a part of the Bonners Program and is a member of the Black Student Union. Please welcome Chartel Brissom.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. As she mentioned before, my name is Chartel Grissom. I am a part of the leadership team in our Bonners program here at Washburn, and I'm also a part of the Black Student Union. I came here tonight because I firmly believe in the statement that Black Lives Matter. And oftentimes, I don't know about you guys, but I hear people say things like, I'm so tired of this Black Lives Matter movement. I'm so tired of the violence that I'm seeing. I'm so tired of people just talking about it left and right. Thank you. And I'm not here to argue whether violence is right or not. But I am here to say, if you're tired of that, then can you imagine how we feel? Can you imagine after 400 years still suffering? Can you imagine after decade, after a person being incarcerated to being shot dead, how we feel? So if you're tired of seeing people march in the streets, why don't you get out there with us until change happens? If you're tired of seeing people yell and scream and cry because we're hurting, why don't you make a change? Because we wouldn't be doing this if we'd seen the results that we're looking for. It's hard for me to hear somebody say that they're tired of something like this and realize that they're negating everything we've been through. In the spirit of being tired, I'm tired of hearing people say those things. I'm tired of seeing children come home crying because a little girl or a little boy in their class told them something negative about themselves. Hey, I don't like your hair. Or something like, your hair looks like ramen noodles. We've heard those things. Or your hair needs to be cut. It's not professional. It doesn't look right. I'm tired of coming home and seeing my little black babies cry because somebody else was too tired to teach their children that that's not okay. Somebody else was too tired to teach the next child that they see harass a black kid that that's not okay. Somebody else was too tired and unwilling to teach somebody else that that's not okay. So in the spirit of unwillingness, if you're gonna be unwilling to stand by. Be unwilling to let the injustices keep going. Be unwilling to let your children grow up in this country and treat people of color the way that we've been treated every single day for 400 years straight. Be tired of that. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I know I am. So, back to being violence. I'm not here to argue whether the fires or the violence or the looting is okay. But what I can say, if you are under pressure for 400 years, you can expect an eruption. We've learned it in silence. It's just like a volcano. People are being pushed down. We're being beaten for not even resisting. What can you imagine? If that happened to you, you would stand up. You would say something. Somebody would speak up. And so when we do the same, don't come to me and tell me you're tired of hearing about it. Because I'm tired of living it. And I know I'm not the only one. So if you're gonna be tired of standing by. Be tired of letting injustice keep happening. Be tired of seeing our children coming home and crying because you couldn't stand with us. Be the difference and be the change. Be tired of the same thing. Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
Thanks, Chartel. Just a reminder to register to vote at ksvotes.org. You can also register to vote in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, in the Office of Student Involvement and Development, and basically any office in the Memorial Union. Now for a message from Mayor de la Isla.
To all my Washburn University students that are here at the Black Lives Matter rally, I want to say thank you. First and foremost, I also want to say thank you to all my Washburn University students that are here at the Black Lives Matter rally. I want to say thank you. First and foremost, I also want to say thank you to the Washburn University administration and the teachers and the supporters that made sure that you all as students have a place where you can express your feelings and your views. I wanted to first start by acknowledging the phrase Black Lives Matter, a phrase that I have been very proud to say for months since we started having these conversations. I think it was in the wake of George Floyd's death that we all started talking about how important it is that we have meaningful conversations about the realities that we are seeing online and across our country with the lives of Black men and women that are being hurt by sometimes the hands of police officers. The term Black Lives Matter does not imply that we don't love our police departments. As a mayor of the city of Topeka, I love the men and women who serve on the Topeka Police Department force. But that love does not stop me from acknowledging when something is not right. And in our country right now, we are still struggling with all of the issues that have been put into this country from the inception of it. When the words justice for all were written and engraved into the history of our country as part of our Pledge of Allegiance, very important groups were not a part of it. Native Americans, Black Americans, and in that time slaves, and women were not a part of this. However, the struggle to make the United States a more perfect union continues every single day. And we must not allow for us to be able to advocate and say that Black Lives Matters to be confused with us not loving or supporting other groups in our community. Alonzo Harrison said it best in one of our meetings. He said that the best way to help other individuals understand what Black Lives Matters means to us is the analogy of a house on fire. If you go to a neighborhood and you see a house on fire, it does not mean that every single life in the other homes around it are not important. It just means that that house that's on fire deserves our full and immediate attention so that we could then be able to ensure the safety, not just of that house, but the houses surrounding it. That's what this means. Right now, our Black community is seeing so many disparities. Till this day, that is not a female Fortune 500 CEO that happens to be Black. And we see this lack of equality in so many places. You see it in the achievement gap. You see it in urban schools. You see it everywhere. However, expressing our voices, although important, cannot occur without us being willing to, after we say how we feel, bring people together with us. It was Justice Ginsburg who said that if you believe in something, fight for what you believe in such a fashion that you bring people alongside you to help you continue that fight. And I'm asking all of you today that after you rally and you speak your heart, you take action. You can take action by very different ways. You can vote, help others get registered to vote, and then after you do those things, you gather together with our community, with our police officers. Because in the end, the value that we all share is safety and security. I am proud to say that the people that I know from the Black Lives Matters community have rallied and protested and spoken their heart without causing damage to property. That's another thing that we must seize, to compare the movement of Black Lives Matters in our community with the individuals that are causing harm. I, as many of you, because you are rallying peacefully, do not condone individuals that are causing destruction. That is not what we're here for. We are here to speak our hearts, to unify, but we need to follow up our voices with action. Let's sit, not just amongst each other, but let's invite our white brothers and sisters that are trying to understand this to the table so that their hearts have an understanding of the things that they are not living. Let's sit with our police officers everywhere from our Topeka Police Department to our Washburn University Police Department to our Sheriff's Department and have conversations that are meaningful about the issues that are happening and how we are together going to move forward. Let's move our hearts into action and ensure that together we could have a country and communities that we are all proud of. Because in the end, this whole narrative is all indicative of the fact that the same way that we want our police officers to walk into a predominantly Black neighborhood and feel safe, we also want to have any Black individual or any person of color interact with a police officer and understanding that that person has their back and is there to make sure that the law occurs in a way that is safe for all. All of us are looking for safety. All of us are looking for reassurance of the value that we hold as humans. I thank you for tonight speaking your heart. Now tomorrow, let's bring some action. Thank you so much. And may that action be positive, unifying movement towards a more perfect union. Have a wonderful evening.
Inspiration. Now for our next speaker and final speaker. She currently serves as the president of WSGA. She is the founder of Gamma Phi Omega International Sorority Incorporated and has been an advocate for minority students on campus. Give a warm welcome to Victoria Smith.
Let me get my speech. I had to write it down. I'd be getting too turned. Okay. So like Mayo said, for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Victoria Smith. I have the honor and the privilege of being the first minority president and part of the first woman of color administration at Washburn for the Government Association. Obviously, Black Lives Matter hits home for me. For the past 16, 17 years, I've lived in Johnson County, facing racism. I have been bullied all through my life for being Afro-Latina. I've had my entire life thrown in my face for being who I am, by being called an abomination just for existing. I live in a world where black women are made a mockery, where the public execution of black men and women, whether intentional or not, but we know it was intentional, has almost desensitized us to it and made it look like the new norm of today. We live in a world where Black Lives Matter is a fad for white people to use for clout, for them and celebrities to make themselves look better. To them, we, African American people, are their clout. We are their excuse to look good on their social media, on their resumes, and we are the first people they throw in the dirt when we are no longer useful for them. Many people think that because we go to Washburn, we are untouchable. But the fact of the matter is, racism is very prevalent and very alive on our campus. When I first came to Washburn, I witnessed racism happen at large school events, where the white population screamed, "Build that wall," when the Halo group was performing at Yell Like Hell. I witnessed white supremacist signs be posted on the walls of buildings. I witnessed people saying the N-word with a hard R on it and act like nothing happened. I've witnessed so many problematic situations that do not get addressed because people are scared to report. That's one of the reasons I joined WSGA. I joined so that I could take a stance on issues just like this. And the disappointing truth was that I was the only black woman in Senate for a while, until my friends Tonice and Diana joined. Now, I serve as the first minority president, but it's not enough. I'm proud of that accomplishment. But Washburn has been here for more than 150 years. Why has this taken so long to accomplish? To me, Black Lives Matter, it's not just a moment of time. It's a promise for a better future. A future where people of color do not have to fear for their lives. A future where our justice system serves all of the people in this country and not just the white people, and they serve it correctly. Because it's a system built against black people. If you think slavery is gone, you need to look at mass incarceration because it's still alive and it's very prevalent. I hope for a future where all my future kids will not have to ask me, why do they make fun of me for my skin color? Why do they treat me differently? Mommy, why are they killing us? A future where I will not have to worry about giving my 10-year-old son the talk about being black in this sick, sick world, where his own skin color will get him shot by the police or other community members. That is why I will never stop fighting. I will fight with every last breath in me I will never stop asking for justice and equality. For Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Emmett Till, Tony McDade, Tamir Rice, Ahmaud Arbery, and countless, countless others. I will never stop saying their name, and I ask the same for all of you. The moment we stop saying their names and stop demanding justice is the moment that everyone else stops listening and caring. I am so proud to say that WSGA will not tolerate any racism or white supremacy. We will support Black Lives Matter. We will lift the voices of our black friends and not cover them. We will do everything that we can to make sure that not only our black community is welcomed, but that all minorities, the far and the few, are welcome here on the Washburn campus. Without our black family, our Latina family, our LGBTQ plus family, our religious groups, our white friends, without everybody, how can Washburn be all that we can be? The answer is very simple. It's that we can't. We cannot be great unless we all come together and fight. Fight for the freedoms and the liberties that are not granted to all, even though they're supposed to be. I want to leave you all with a quote by the late Representative John Lewis. We have a right to protest for what is right. That's all we can do. There are people hurting, there are people suffering, so we have an obligation, a mandate to do something. Now is a time for us to move forward. This is only the beginning. We have a long journey ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria, and I'd like to thank all of you out for coming tonight. I would like to thank all of our speakers, the WSGA Diversity and Inclusion Director Moreno, the Office of Student Involvement, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, and the Athletics Department. Please continue to social distance as you exit. Feel free to grab a Black Lives Matter flag from the lawn, and please remember to register to vote. Thank you.